What's going on YouTube? So with today's video, I'm going to give you 5 great, sexy, seductive cheapies for the wintertime. You could wear these in the fall as well when it gets colder, not when it's like at the beginning of fall, but these will do very well in the winter as well. But first one's going to be ZEGNA's FORTE. This stuff to my nose smells a lot like Armani Code, but with honey. It's very much like Armani Code, but you're going to get tonka bean, pepper, lavender, ginger, tobacco, and amber. So again, very much like Armani Code, but just with honey. This is like $20 to $40. I've seen these range anywhere from like 25 to 35-ish. But overall, it's a great scent, dressing it down to dressing it up. So just like Armani Code, without that price tag, because Armani, as much as I love that fragrance, and it's a classic, you're really paying for that name. I do find that with a lot of the Armani fragrances, and yes, they are of quality, but the name itself carries a heavy price tag. ZEGNA is not the most common brand out there. Or just say ZEGNA, and they'll be like, wow, that sounds different. But yeah, dressing it down to dressing it up, daytime, nighttime, it's ageless. So college level all the way to grandfather, and longevity off this for what you're paying, again, around 30 bucks, 7 to 8 hours. Fragrance number 2, this brand does pretty decent cheapies. And all their fragrances are cheapies except for maybe some of the very hard to come by discontinued ones out there. But they're known for having cool water. So we already know it's Davidoff, but this one does not get a lot of mention. Davidoff, the Brilliant Game. This stuff is sweet, it's ambery, it's seductive, it's fruity. This fragrance reminds me of 2 different fragrances, 2 popular fragrances back in the day. 1 Million from Paco Rabanne because of that ambery sweetness, but also Ralph Lauren Polo Red because of that red currant, red berry, whatever. That fruitiness and that ambery feel, if those 2 fragrances hooked up and had a baby, this is what they would produce. There's something called Campari, Vermouth, there's red currant or red berries, there's tonka bean, caramel, orange blossom, but also clary sage. So it's fruity, sweet, woody, and you're gonna get some of that orange blossom. It's not overly orange blossomy or white florally, so please do, which is not even a word, don't be discouraged. This does have a younger man's vibe. And the bottle itself is a stack of poker chips. So naturally, it's just normal to assume that it's a younger man's fragrance. And the smell itself really does smell younger. So I would think that someone who is like under 30 would really like this a lot more than someone who's older. But if you're an old fart who's bitching and whining, I wear what I want, then please wear what you want. And longevity off this is 6 to 8 hours. Fragrance number 3 does have some similarities to this one in some ways, but that's going to be Kenneth Cole Copper Black. This does have some similarities to Davidoff itself, the Davidoff, the Brilliant Game. But it also does have some comparisons to Carolina Herrera, CH-Men, but also Jean-Paul Gaultier, Le Male, and I forgot that the other one. It reminds me of 3 different fragrances all mixed matched into this. So the DNA is not unique. It's not original, but it smells good. It's fresh. It's lots of lavender. It's vanilla. It's warm spicy. It's boozy and it's fruity. So you're gonna get bourbon, whiskey, apple, cardamom, leather, vanilla, and gaiac wood. There's also a powdery touch to this one here, and it can be a little bit overly powdery if you don't like that type of DNA, but it does have that youthful vibe as well. So school, night out, on my skin, performance is excellent. I get like 8 to 9 hours, but a lot of people who have reviewed this one, whether it's on Fragrantica or even online, like YouTube, have stated that this is not that much of a banger. On my skin, it really does last. My wife thought it was more of a light fragrance, but in fairness, she smelled it from the atomizer and not from my skin butt. But she does find it is a little bit of a sexy, flirtatious scent. Fragrance number 4, this one is going to be quite popular. So this one has made a relentless number of top 5 or top 10 videos. Whether it's compliments, sexiness, seasonal, whatever. Calvin Klein CK Shock. So yes, this stuff is actually quite popular. I remember the advertisement back in the day, like 2011. So I thought the advertisement was a little strange. I was like, ugh, I'm not gonna try it because of that advertisement. So I was a little bit bougie back then. It just, I don't know, it just kind of turned me off. I'm weird, I know, okay? But there's leather, tobacco, basil, cardamom, amber, and musk. The tobacco in this has a cherry-like tobacco. I think that someone who is under 40 would really appreciate it. Really someone who's under 30, but if you're 40, 50, and you want to wear this, rock it. I personally love this one. I think it's a great scent. Even though it does have a little bit more of a youthful vibe, this is one that I rock no problemo. I'm not shy about saying CK Shock at all. But this stuff is sexy, it's flirty, it has a little bit of a mysterious bad boy edge to it, and I like it. Longevity for me is 6 to 7 hours. And fragrance number 5, this brand is just cheapies. You can find these at the rack stores, no problem, but JOOP HOMME Wild. This fragrance here has 4 notes: white tobacco, woody notes, rum, and pink pepper, or like a pepper note to it. This is heavy in spices, woods, tobacco, so like a bit of a white floral, like a floral component, but also that rum. So overall, it's a great scent. It's very linear. In longevity off this is 8 to 10 hours. This has more of a college age feel to it, to someone who is in their 40s. And for $20, $30, you really can't go wrong. I love the booziness, the woods, but also the spiciness. The white florals don't really add any sex appeal to it, but the booze, the rum itself, just the booze to me, the pink pepper or like the pepper accord and the woods, this is really a sexy scent. Everybody, I just gave you 5 sexy cheapies for the winter. I promise I'll try not to ever do that again. It's very disturbing, I know, but what videos to watch next? Well, whatever pops up right here. So if you want some sexy colder season scent, check out both corners here. And before you go, please make sure to give me one of these, as I really would appreciate it. I think every time, take care, and I'll see you later. Thanks for watching, everyone.